Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Tyler. I wanted to take some time to justify the principles I implemented when designing the Male Nurses on the Rise infographic. Let's begin with the design principle of proximity. The principle suggests that grouping related design elements together aids the audience in making the necessary correlations to best interpret the data presented. In this infographic, I use proximity to correlate data in three sections. For example, if we look at the first section at the top, I'm demonstrating the disproportionate number of men to women nurses by using a pie chart and an isotype. Because each is addressing similar data and correlates to the other, I kept them in the same area of the infographic. This allows the audience to focus on one topic point at a time. Moving down the infographic, you can see I continue to keep all related data close in proximity. In addition, I used various methods of alignment to aid in telling the desired story and creating a logical flow of information. I began by centering the title and thesis of the infographic at the top of the page. I did this to make it clear what information was being presented and to separate it from the topic points. Like using proximity to achieve separation of topic points, I used both vertical and horizontal alignment to further categorize topic points throughout the infographic. Each point is separated by a line that cuts across the page. I used the principle of vertical and horizontal alignment to appropriately place the relating graphs and text in each of their designated sections, ensuring a logical flow of information. Another tool I used in designing this infographic is the principle of visual hierarchy. This principle suggests making certain features of the design more prominent than others. In this infographic, I made the title stand out at the top of the page to set the stage for the information that was to follow. I also made the 8% number large and bold. I did this to impress upon the audience that demand is outpacing supply. I also used the three suggested forms of visual hierarchy, dominant, subdominant, and subordinate, in the graphic of the graduate. The arrow takes the dominant spot to demonstrate upward movement. The subdominant is taken by the 13%, whereas the subordinate is taken by the smaller 6%. I did this to convey the level of importance of each piece of information I wish the audience to perceive. In addition to structure and graphics, color is a fundamental consideration when designing. I chose to utilize colors that are considered analogous. This principle suggests using colors next to one another on a color wheel. On a color wheel, you will see shades of blues, purples, and pinks next to one another. I chose light blue as a primary color to serve as a background. I did this to ensure the principle of contrast. The darker colors easily stand out against this background. I avoided bright colors and opted for dull colors to make the contrast less stressful on the eye. I used a dull red as my secondary color because it stands out best against the light blue. I used a dark blue as my third color choice and utilized it in some of my graphs. I used black for all the text and to ensure good contrast, and for the graphic of the graduate. As black is not considered a color, I felt this was appropriate and did not take away from the color scheme of the infographic as a whole. I would be happy to answer any questions or concerns any of you may have, and thank you.